Welcome to Invisible World. Hi, my name is Gabriel Hudson Bain. I'm an author, teacher, and leading expert in my field, and that field happens to be training people how to see auras. I want to introduce you to my book, Living Rainbows. It's a workbook, and it's from 6 or 7 years of me doing workshops and really fine-tuning this so people can just really learn how to do what I do in a fast way. So this I published, self-published in 1993, and it's been selling ever since, and mostly teachers have been buying the book. So what the purpose of this is is that I want to share with you for free a way for you to get started and recognize your own talent at seeing auras. And if you want to go further with it, I have classes, I have workshops that you can attend, and you can get even better. And I'll even certify you along the way. I'm doing this because you just got to pass it on down. Now, for 3, 4, 5 years, I've been watching videos of different teachers online who talk about business and coaching and breakthroughs and how to market and how to do your business right. And everything I could find that grabbed me that was free, I sucked it right up. Yeah, it's free, you know? I have a great interest in what these people are doing, but I didn't have the money. Didn't have the resources, but I could watch their stuff for free. So this is what I'm doing for you. This is, gosh, it's work that I've done since 1974. And everything I've known, that I know since 1974 with auras, that's been my purpose since then, is to teach people how to see and read auras. So I'm going to give you some history about me leading into this and my own talents, and then we'll go into the book. I'm not going to take a long time with it, but I will get you started with it for the first series. I'm Pisces, Aquarian moon, Cancer rising, all water, a little bit of air, no earth, no fire, maybe one sign, maybe here or there. So I'm real sensitive. And I call it sensitive, but it's been worked into being an empath, where you pick up people's thoughts, you pick up their feelings, you pick up whatever they're throwing out at me or close to me, I get. So because of that, my talent to go ahead and really pursue auras was pretty natural. I had some readings when I was 22, 23. I had one by an astrologer, I had one by a medium, and I had one by a clairvoyant. And all three told me that I needed to find something and teach it. So when the clairvoyant read my aura and talked about my future, talked about my past lives, talked about me, that's the thing I wanted to teach. Well, he didn't teach. He just read. He just gave the reading, but he didn't teach. He wasn't capable of teaching it. And there wasn't a lot of people who did that. And when he read for me and did that, and my desire to pursue it, man, I couldn't hardly find any books at all. Like none. I mean, there was a few esoteric books from the 30s and on up this way, and it showed a cocoon, and it showed like some dark colors and spots here in the cocoon, you know. And yeah. And then I saw another one, and it was sort of Eastern thought, that talked about the bands, you know, around people and these centers. And so I knew that. And I was led to go to a class. It was a metaphysical group of people. And out of that grouping, a few of us left the group and went to a different town and started to learn about light frequency, light movement, how it works in this reality, how it moves in this reality. When it leaves the body, it moves in a spiral. How that light can affect other people, and how I could impress my feelings and thoughts on other people with my energy. And how the energy was set up, like the aura around, like the aura. So it was there was a physical aura, and then there was the emotions, and then there was the mental, our thinking, and then there was our overall spiritual aura that surrounded us. But the spiritual aura is hardly ever felt or come in contact with because it's vibrating so high. But we do feel people. And a lot of times we can sort of like feel their thoughts, We can feel if someone is staring at us, putting their energy at us, we can feel it. We feel people. It's who we are. We just don't do it unless it's unusual or it's really, really, really strong. But you felt something. You felt things from people, whether you knew them or not. You had, something that triggered in you about that person, and that's what you were doing. You were picking up their energy. So I pursued this. I pursued it, I started looking around the people and trying to find color there and where it was at. And at first, because I knew about these 4 levels, I even saw them leaving the body. 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels, and saw them all in different color and saw them in different movement inside that level. How the emotions did this, and the mental was dynamic with shapes, So I was seeing these and I wanted to get better at it. But as I looked, I started seeing spirits. I started seeing other dimensional people, and my friends thought I was weird, There he goes. He's out there. Well, I was sort of out there because I was putting myself out there. I was just like jazzed to be able to look into other dimensions. There's a gas. I loved it. It's exciting. It's what we live for. How can we stretch ourselves in this reality to see other realities? How cool is that, man? So, that's what everybody's been, not everybody, but people on the path, on the metaphysical conscious journey to be more in touch with the universe. So it's real easy for me to do that, but seeing auras, that wasn't registering. Hardly at all. I would get a color, and I was only getting like 3 or 4 colors when I was studying and working and moving forward. Yes, I saw things in people's auras and I got a lot of vibrations from them, but it just really, it wasn't that much. It wasn't enough for me. So in 1980, I left Hawaii, a little coffee shack up in the mountains, man, going to the beach, hanging out. But I knew I was seeing a lot of spirits there. I knew I needed to go forward. So I left there, went to Southern California, and decided I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'd never worked a psychic fair. I'd only done maybe 15 or 20 like really tune-ins in all those years. But I decided I'd go for it. I did. It worked out really good. In 3 months, I was director of ESP. This was in Beverly Hills. I got recognition, all of that. But I wasn't getting any readings. I started in a psychic fair. There were 25 psychics in this fair, and it was really, really crowded and really noisy. And when people sat in front of me and I wanted to read their aura, there were all these people walking back and forth and all this noise. So it was really hard for me to nail it. But I was getting it. but I wasn't getting that many readings. I would only get a few readings a day. People weren't into aura readings. It was 1980. So what I did, I was out of frustration. I just, complained with the psyche. Said, I'm not getting any readings. She goes, you know what, Gabe? No one in here does auras. Why don't you color their auras? Get them to come to you and you can color their aura. And I went, that's really a good idea. That's really a good gimmick. I need to draw people to me, and this will do it. So what I did is I went home and I drew a figure on a sheet of paper, made a bunch of Xerox copies, went back in with a box of 48 pastels and these images, and somebody would come up for a reading and I'd say, hi, my name is Gabriel and your name is, nice to meet you, Lucy. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to color your aura for you. I don't want you to say anything. Just let me do this and I'll tell you what I'm getting, and when I'm done with that, you can ask questions. People were buying tickets for 10 minutes of time. That's what she gave me, 10 minutes. So I took a deep breath. I said, I want to color Lucy's aura. I looked down to my sheet of paper and I started grabbing my pastels and putting them anywhere on the sheet that I felt like putting them. And I didn't question the colors. I just picked them up and did it. After I was done, I went, okay. And I showed her what I'd drawn. And then I sat back and I started looking. And I knew that to the left of the person was their future, right in front of them was their present, and over here to the right was their past. And I started looking, and how I was doing it was like I always did. I just sort of did this 10,000 yard stare out there and just scanned the aura back and forth with my eyes and waited for something to pop out. And as soon as it popped out, I saw where it was connecting. And I'd see something, I'd say, maybe like a month ago, something happened, and it blah, 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 blah. And yeah. So I was picking up things from different areas of the bubble around them. And noticing that when I went from there back to the sheet, it was matching up. So that's when my system started to be developed. And I kept doing it and 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 watching and picking out other areas to work with in the aura. What else is in there? What else can I find? So I started working and developing more with it. This workbook shows a lot of really nice illustrations, and this is what you could pick up around a woman and see the energy is kind of soft. Now what's not on there is the colors that are in front of the woman, covering her body. I didn't do that in here. I was just trying to show you something. Okay, now the woman's energy was soft, right? Now we're going to look at a man's energy, and it's more dynamic. It's more, you see what I mean? It's got more of a dynamic feel to it or look to it. And in this, you're also going to notice that there's colors over the hands and around the feet. And what I've done is I've numbered it all, and you go in your crayon and you can see what those colors are actually doing. So this is kind of the thing that I was picking up with it. All right, so it's time for a break. I've got to cut this off, and when I come back, it's another part 2 of this. When I come back, we'll just carry right on. All right, hey, thanks.